Well, I have the great privilege of serving with Joe Biden, who was president of the United States.
Yes! Thank you, Kamala, for explaining to us who the president of the United States is. It's Joe Biden. This is cutting edge information. I love it. We're in good hands. Just go back to sleep and don't ask any questions. But welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants, highlight woke absurdities, and also highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters. So today is a special treat. I think it is an absolute joy anytime we get to watch Kamala Harris dig a hole for herself. And usually just her talking in public is the only prerequisite for that to happen. She was on a late night propaganda show run by former comedian, current propagandist, Stephen Colbert. He used to be great. Now, God help Stephen Colbert, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take a look at this short clip, and amongst the other encounters we'll have in this journey, she doesn't know the duties of the vice president, which is understandable because that's just what she is. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, one of our fearless leaders of the great world, Kamala Harris.
There's one of the themes of the show is that her character, Selena Meyer, is frustrated by the sometimes vague duties of the role. Like it's a high constitutional office, but it's not prescribed so much about what you're supposed to be doing. Does that ring true? Like what is the actual role on a daily basis as you have found it?
Well, I have the great privilege of serving with Joe Biden, who was president of the United States.
Yeah, leftist studio audience, see the applause sign? Put your mask back on and now applause. Joe Biden, doing great. I serve under Joe Biden. He is the president of the United States. This is the exact same mind and exact same thought pattern that comes out when, you may have seen it when Russia invaded Ukraine. So it came out about a year ago, but the clip went all over where Kamala was on, I think it was a radio show, and she was asked to explain the situation going on in Ukraine. And her answer, her explanation was just golden. She said, now, Ukraine is a country, and Russia is another country, and Russia invaded the country of Ukraine, and they shouldn't have did that. Thank you. Right.
Exactly right.
She hates Joe Biden, guarantee it. In fact, during the 2020 primary debates and things like that, I mean, she was just slamming the guy. And now it's like, you're vice president, so you're going to have to pretend and think and feel differently about Joseph R. Biden than you actually do. And this is so fake. She does not like the guy. We heard what she said about the guy during the primaries, where she's speaking openly about it. And now it's like, applauding. Yeah, right. He's great. And we don't believe anything else out of your mouth.
Exactly right.
So great.
And was vice president, right?
Does that affect it? Does he understand what it's like to be a vice president?
He does. And
he was a vice president for 8 years. Thank you for clarifying that he understands what it's like to be vice president. He does. He's very sharp. He doesn't remember when he was vice president, but he understands what it's like to be the vice president.
He really is a true partner, and he understands the job. And remember, we came in during the height of the pandemic.
Yes.
And
that you created.
So much of the work was about, okay, we've got to cover a lot of bases.
I like that the hands are adding so much more very intellectual information and perspective.
Let's figure out how between us we can do it. But he is an extraordinary leader. And
it's one of the best. And by the way, she's not making any eye contact when she's saying that.
I wish that people could see what I see, because
they definitely see something different.
There's only one person who sits behind that resolute desk. And the decisions that person has to make are the decisions that nobody else in the country can make.
It's literally because nobody else in the country is president. Therefore, nobody else is allowed to make the decisions that only the president can make. We're learning a lot. I mean, is this, what she's saying, is that classified? I mean, I'm surprised she's allowed to talk about things like this.
He's an extraordinary leader. Really?
She just keeps, yeah, really. Are you trying to convince people of something you don't believe, Kamala? I think you're overselling it. He really is. Yeah, he really is, really. He really is.
That's an excellent answer. And the question was, what is the job of the vice president? And your answer is part of the job.
What's it feel like to you when you watch her laugh?
I'm guessing.
Well, my job is to do, for example, I'll tell you, I was recently in Munich at the Munich Security Conference. Yes. And the job there was to stand up, and as you know, most of my career I spent as a prosecutor, and I declared that we, the United States of America, believe that Russia has committed crimes against humanity.
She declared it. She finally said one thing she's done as vice president, which still doesn't explain the job of the vice president, which was the question. But we got the propaganda in there. Crappy answer, inaccurate answer, shows how clueless she is, but she did a good job of getting the propaganda in there that Russia is bad, Ukraine's good, send all your money to Ukraine. Hey, do you have any savings in your bank account? Gotta raise taxes because we're sending more money to Ukraine. They are a country we care about. As long as Ukraine stays quiet about the Biden family dealings, we are obligated, kind of blackmailed, to care about Ukraine. Thank you, Kamala. I absolutely love it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we need to relish this time that we live in because it won't be forever that we have such clowns in office, because eventually one of two things is going to happen. Either more respectable people will just get voted into office. They might not be people that are 100% like resonant with our hearts across the board, but there won't be worse people than this in office. So we've got a clown show. We have to relish this time. Or the second scenario that happens, if that first one doesn't, is the clowns we have in office will simply destroy our country to the point that nobody's actually running our country. And that would be a very dark, depressing day. Hope it doesn't happen. I don't think it will. But even if that's the scenario, we won't have clowns like this in office to entertain us. So much like yourself, I'm very concerned about our administration, what's happening in our country. I take it very seriously, but also I like to remind myself to laugh at what's going on. I think it's very important. Otherwise, just we get so stressed. So absurdities, sometimes we get stressed about the absurdities, but we also have to remember to laugh at the absurdities. Otherwise, we are the ones that lose our sanity. And I don't think we want to do that. And I really appreciate you watching, my friend. And this video is presented by the Infrared Sauna Blanket by Bon Charge. Check it out. I have an announcement. I would like to thank the sponsor of today's video, my favorite new wellness product I've gotten in the past year, Bon Charge, and their infrared sauna blanket. Get this, research has shown that using a sauna between 4 and 7 times a week gives you a 40% reduction in all-cause mortality. And aside from helping me not die, the benefits I get from the infrared sauna blanket are helps me recover from exercise, helps me recover from injuries, helps me detoxify myself, and it boosts my metabolism. After I get out, I feel renewed and energized. The benefits of using a sauna are clear, but the problem with using a sauna is most sauna systems are extremely expensive and take up a lot of space in your home, making them not very practical for most people. But the Bon Charge infrared sauna blanket is extremely cost effective, and I love the fact that it's compact. I roll it out when I'm using it, I clean it up and put it away when I'm done. If you want to take your wellness to the next level with the best, most cost-effective infrared sauna system on the market, then just go to boncharge.com/JPReacts. And while you're there, use the discount code JPReacts for 15% off. Once again, that's boncharge.com/JPReacts, discount code JPReacts. Thank you, Bon Charge.